Welcome to Facto5, presented by City College of San Francisco through EATV. In 5 minutes, we are crossing the college and breaking the news for you. I'm your host, Gleidson. In our first show, we will talk about the Student Success Task Force. Brenda Uchi has the details.
The California Community College System is the largest higher education system in the entire world, with about 2.9 million students currently enrolled. Is the Student Success Task Force attempting to redefine the way students are viewed and treated in community colleges?
I think it's really hard because that's not how people work. I know it takes a long time for people to get their stuff together to figure out what they want to do with their life, and it can change multiple times. For someone who's had a degree and wants to better themselves by taking a language class or an art class, that just wouldn't be possible for them if this were to go into effect. So I just think it limits what people are going to do with their education and their lives, because education is very flexible and it comes in many different forms.
Student Task Force recommendations could affect all students who are returning to school to acquire new skills and students attending community colleges straight from high school. Here's Brandon to break down these recommendations.
The Student Success Task Force plans to implement 9 different recommendations, which they believe will ensure greater student success. Of these 9 recommendations, 3 in specific can alter a student's life. The first of these 3 recommendations is a priority enrollment. Good students will get better enrollment status. This caters to overachievers, and floaters in the classroom will not survive. The second is an educational goal requirement. If a student fails to make progress, that student will lose their priority enrollment. This also means that progress will be directly tied to a student's BOG waiver. If a student takes over 110 units, that student does not qualify for a BOG waiver at all. The last is a required educational plan. All students have 3 semesters to plan a career future. If no major is declared after 3 semesters, that student will once again lose their priority enrollment.
These recommendations were created privately. It was all privately funded, and a big funder was the Lumina Foundation. Lumina Foundation, in turn, has ties to ALEC, which is the very conservative group, American Legislative Executive Council. It's creating the voter suppression laws that the red states are passing. It's creating the anti-abortion, anti-contraceptive laws that the states are now passing. And so if you look at their language, the ALEC language on what education should be, you see that language in the Student Success Task Force recommendations. So this did not come up. This was created, funded by these people, these groups. It was created in the back room. There was no public money. It was not a legislative process at all. And then it was brought and said, here it is. This is what you do.
We have to take a hard stand because everybody around the state is watching City College of San Francisco and saying, what is your stance going to be? If our stance come out to be some of this stuff is good and some of this stuff is bad, and we'll swallow the whole cake in the process, we're going to get very sick because some of the stuff is going to come down pretty quickly, including not having local boards, including mandated testing that's centralized for everybody in the state, including a dozen of 20-odd other things that are totally unhealthy for the college and for the state community college system.
This is Brandon Uchi on Facto5, your community, your voice, your broadcast.
EATV will keep you updated on this very important development, along with other City College news. To find more about the Student Success Task Force, go to citycollege.edu. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.